Hey guys! Aren't we so excited about tomorrow? Tomorrow debuts Monsters of God, and we're gonna go episode by episode. I'm gonna go every single episode, and so there's like 10 episodes coming out, so there's gonna be like 10 of my review videos coming out at least for this show, for the series. I'm very excited. It'll be a lot of fun. I did not get a chance to read both those books. I started reading Stolen World. Super interesting. She's an incredible writer, very captivating. I really like her storytelling, and the author of that book, I can't remember her name, but Lizard King, I have not started that one. I have not finished the first one. Once I finish those, I'll give my review, and maybe we can kind of like play with like, now that it's kind of backwards, I was going to read those first and then kind of like apply them to the series. We'll just do it backwards. Like, I'll watch the series and then I'll read the books and we'll do a review, like what I saw that was similar or different, or like more information maybe you didn't, that were in the book, that was in the books and not in the series. And then of course, like my take on the personal opinions of like the individuals in those in this show. But like, I've being in the hobby for over like 25 years, this is going to be very exciting for me. I can't wait. But anyway, so this video I wanted to pop on real quick because I was talking to a colleague earlier today and we were just chit-chatting about stuff, and he's trying to get rid of he's getting older, and his health is not always been the greatest. I mean, not bad from what I get. I mean, I think he's fine, but anyways, he's getting older. He wants to start really thinking about finding permanent homes somewhere else for the remaining turtles he has. These are precious pets of his. These are like little children. I mean, I've never seen, no, I won't say never, but he is somebody that loves his animals and has spent an ungodly amount of money to put them in some of the most incredible enclosures I've literally ever seen. Very impressive. He did not, like, what is it? Oh my gosh, what is his name? John Hammond from Jurassic Park. Why don't I remember this? I'm literally a Jurassic Park nut. John Hammond says, what is it? Never spare an expense, or like, John Hammond say, spared no expense. There we go. Sorry, I had to look that up because that was going to drive me crazy. I'm a big Jurassic Park fan, but like, I do brain fart all the time. So spared no expense. He spares no expense, and I love that. That's how I aspire to be, to continue to grow. Like, if I have any animal, dog, cat, bird, anything going forward, that is what I aspire to be, and having as few animals as possible, just because personally I can only handle what I can handle, and it took me a long time to be okay with that and to recognize that and realize that, like, it is, I saw what a lot of my friends had seen, which was that it was very challenging to like afford things with a kid, and like, you know, with no child support, no nothing, and I'm just trying to struggle and be on my own 2 feet and keep animals that live longer than I do. So yeah, trying to find a home. But we were talking about like how there's a distinct difference between animal collectors and backyard keepers. People that just keep animals, like a few animals, as pets that they love and they adore, and they're their everything. And then there's the collectors that literally just designate a number or a color code to each animal and put them in a shelf and forget about them. They're just cleaning, feeding. When you have that many animals, you can't observe everything, you can't monitor everything, you can't take care of everything to the degree that it deserves to be taken care of. I don't care. I've seen so many like big name people, and I will say I've seen even influencers, like animal influencers, that are pretty notable, and seeing stuff in their collections that's absolutely appalling. I think if I ever got, you know, any evidence to show you guys, like, you would see. Sometimes people only show you what they want you to see. Like this, for instance, like what I'm letting you see in here. I mean, although my apartment's not bad, but there's no animals in here other than my dog. So, yeah, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. But yeah, we just found that like some of the best people to take care of animals are people that are backyard keepers, not the collectors. So like if you're gonna send your animals, your prized babies, like that you love and you care about the most, you want to send those to other backyard keepers, because I feel like the people that I've met, even if everything's not perfect, because even the collectors, I mean, there's a lot of issues that I have with the way the collectors keep their, like, it's appalling. It's worse, in my opinion. Whereas backyard keepers, like, they may not be doing everything the exact way that I would think that it should be done, but they also listen. They're constantly trying to educate themselves. I think that if they do anything to the degree of like being not perfect or not the right way, it's because they got poor education from somebody like a breeder or somebody else that like just told them bad advice. But I have gotten literally like they'll have, you know, their animal would have died or whatever, and they're just like, do you want all this supplies? And it's like totes and totes and totes full of like extra sponge filters and all, like they literally bought every pellet formula, like every type of food or anything that was on the market. They literally bought it and were like feeding little bits of everything. And she didn't like this, so I got this instead. I was like, if you want to use any of this stuff, like I've got all this stuff. And just the amount of money that these individuals spend just to make one animal happy just makes my heart like just explode. It's just like the sweetest thing I've ever seen. And just like that stuff like inspires me to be better and want to be better and just be more like, you know, enjoying the animal. And you know, at the end of the day, spare no expense on the animal that you're keeping. And if you can't afford an animal, I'm sorry, just don't get one. They're like kids. They're just so expensive to keep. And maybe start off small with like a beta, something that's like super easy to keep. You know, I know that so many of us like really want really cool stuff, and then we get caught up in that trap. Like I collect dinosaur toys. Like I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. I collect dinosaur toys. And like I had to get off of Facebook Jurassic Park collecting groups because you get caught up in that like FOMO. Like I don't want to miss out on the new releases. Like I don't know, like the only way to find out is being in the know, to know like when that one's releasing, or like what Target's gonna have it or whatever. And I think that you get to a point where you tend to just kind of want. And I think once you kind of keep yourself out of that like where it's really easy just to go ahead and like, or there's literally a computer right here, like I'm just bought it. There it is. And I think when you kind of like X that out, it's a little bit easier. But yeah, anyway, so we were talking about this, and I told him, I said, we just need to find a really rich backyard hobbyist, somebody that has the means to take care of these animals to the level that you did, because that animal deserves it. And I told him, I said, this is a great time to be doing it before you really are at that like true age of like not being able to care for this animal, and we have some time to kind of like wait it out and find the right people to take these animals. So I guess this is just me rambling on about like, if you're thinking of getting rid of an animal, I wouldn't go to Instagram, I wouldn't go to YouTube to find a new home for it. Because I will tell you right now, those influencers that you're wanting to gift or give or help out, I'm a huge, I wrote a whole section of my talk last year at Turtle Survival Alliance about animal influencers being a huge part of the problem with the illegal wildlife trade and just bad business practices within the hobby. And I think when they're putting their views and their content above the care and love and attention of their animals, then I think that that's all I'll say, unless I have evidence to show you guys, which maybe someday I might. But yeah, these are my opinions, these are my views, and if you don't like it, tough cookies, because like, it's a free country. I live in the United States. God bless. But anyways, so yeah, my ramblings are pretty much done. That's all I really came on to kind of go over, was just me and him talking about, I guess, the issues with trying to rehome like animals that we love and we care about, and that there's a big difference between collectors and backyard hobby people that actually just want, to love and care for a pet. I think when we start putting money and above loving the animals and caring for the animals that everybody says that they're passionate about, I think that that's when you know for a fact that somebody is no longer passionate about that animal. So yeah, anyways, sorry to be I feel like a lot of times I come on here and I come off real negative, and I feel like a lot of the stuff that I say on here just ends up being like negative Nancy stuff, and I'm like, ugh. But it's important stuff. I do really, this is what my channel is for, is giving a platform to discuss problems and issues. And, and see some of y'all's comments about what you think about it and how you view this stuff. And if you see the same problems I see. Because I know a lot of people that do, the problem is that they feel very trapped in not being able to do anything about it. Because they are so cogged into the system, and they don't want to ruin a reputation or not get allowed to vend at certain shows or be a part of a community. And I get it. I just don't care as much about that. Like, if people want me around, they want me around. If they don't, they don't. I'm pretty content and happy with my life as it is. But anyways, so if you have any comments or questions, please put it below. I will try I can make other videos about something, like expanding upon some of this stuff. I'm just kind of stream of consciousness talking about something that I thought would be fairly interesting to talk about to you guys, like just kind of bring up the idea of there being a huge difference in the hobby. Like when I say stuff like, oh, I don't like the hobby, like the hobby does this, the hobby does that, I feel like there is still like a very, unfortunately, smaller percentage of people in the hobby that is not who I'm talking about. There are absolutely wonderfully responsible individuals that are doing all the right things. And I feel really bad for those people. I really do, when it comes to the rest of the community and the rest of the people playing those games. And I know, I get it. I've been there, done that, been that same person, had to deal with that myself, and it was infuriating. If I was still part of that cogwheel, I think that I would, I don't know, like I tried, towards the end of it, I really did try to make changes and give it my opinions and all that stuff. And, I tried. This is the only way that seems to be any way for me to still discuss this stuff and hopefully see some line of change outside of what I do for lobbying and the law side of things, just educating you guys on some of the things that are going on. Hopefully coming forward, I plan on also doing maybe some like videos going over some of the bad players in the game. I'm not talking about like monsters of God necessarily. I'm talking about people within like smaller, like more chicken feed individuals that have been busted for illegal activities and repeat offenders. I don't know if you guys will find that interesting. I think that's super interesting. I think a lot of us do like to watch some of that cop stuff and see some of those things. I know, I'll take you down in a minute. Sorry, my dog's, I think she needs to go potty. I know. So I want to do some of those videos as well. If you guys have any recommendations, or there's individuals that you know of that have been repeat offenders. I know there's an individual or guy in Houston. I've taken down some notes. I've gone as far back as 2013 of crimes that he's committed with illegal wildlife trafficking, and he just keeps opening a zoo. Like he gets basically he keeps getting arrested, and then he'll just, just start another zoo, do the whole thing over again. So there's just like repeat offenders everywhere. So if you have any, put them in the comments below, or find me on Instagram at a Curious Turtle. I think it's Curious Turtle Education. If you go on there and just send me a DM through my Instagram on there, my Curious Turtle Instagram, like I will get back to you. Like you just suggest if there's individuals you'd like me to investigate or look into and do a video on, I absolutely can. I don't mind doing that at all. Obviously, I love that kind of stuff, and I think it's really interesting content for everybody to see how often it just people that go under the radar and seem like people that are just part of the hobby and are really not who you think they are. I wouldn't say that I've been surprised, but I guess I didn't know that they were quite that bad until I saw the police reports. So yeah, but we can do that. That'll be interesting. I'd love to do that. We can do that maybe every other week, or maybe once a month. Actually, that makes more sense because that would give me more time to do some research, but we can do that like once a month. Anyways, put comments below with any suggestions for future videos. I'm really trying to produce more content out there that's more interesting to you guys, instead of just me ranting and raving about my individual things with the hobby and things that are wrong and unethical practices. I don't mind talking the unethical stuff, because that's really what I am passionate about, is the ethical side of all of this. But we can y'all want to hear about laws, you want to learn about the new changes to the Endangered Species Act, I can break that down. Just comment below suggestions of things that you want me to talk on, and I will do my best to get that put out for you. I know that I said I was going to do an arboretum in a post the other day. I guess it was last week. I was going to do an arboretum walk and talk video with you guys. Unfortunately, Saturday I got pretty under the weather. I have some health issues, so I just couldn't do that day, but I will try my best to get another video of that walk and talk with you guys in the future. I'd also like to do some live videos. I know that there's not a whole lot of viewers just yet, but I may just throw it out there and see what I fish and catch, because I would like to do some live Q&A stuff and just chat, whatever. But anyways, yeah, I'm done. Y'all have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow with the episode for our first Monsters of God. It's exciting. Can't wait to see what Eric Good put out. Have a great night, guys. Bye.